Guys, it's 2022 and it's time to finally upgrade your wallet. Our friends at Ridge are here to help you step up your pocket game because this incredible wallet, it's light, sleek, and industrial, and it does not awkwardly bulge out of your back pocket. It goes into your front pocket. Ridge wallets hold to 12 cards, plus all the cash you need. You can choose from over 30 colors and styles. That includes carbon fiber and burnt titanium. It is the best wallet you can buy. You don't just have to take my word for it, because there's over 30,000 five-star reviews. And I will admit, I was skeptical at first, but once I tried it, I never went back, and I'm confident you're going to feel the same. But there's no pressure. Test it out for 45 days. If you don't love it, send it back, get a full refund. If you decide to keep it, and you will, there's a lifetime warranty. Go to ridge.com/Chael. Use promo code Chael or just click on the link in the description below. That's going to get you 10% off with free worldwide shipping and returns. Adesanya versus Whittaker. Guys, we knew going into this fight that Robert Whittaker was equipped with new skills, new and different skills in comparison to the first time he fought Adesanya, specifically the wrestling and grappling. His fight with Kelvin Gastelum, where he went for 4 takedowns and got 4 takedowns, which represented the first 4 takedowns he's ever attempted in his professional mixed martial arts career, and he's batting 100%. Keeping an opponent there is a total other skill. One is wrestling, that's the takedown part. Grappling, that's the controlling, keeping them down, maybe even finding a submission. But just having the opportunity and preserving the position that you've now earned, that's called grappling. So Whittaker made some massive gains. He not only mastered a sport, he mastered 2 sports from the first time they fought. And that was our guess. We all predicted it. We also spoke about the fact that even if Whittaker has gotten better, has Whittaker improved more than Adesanya because it was such a deficit? The first fight was not competitive. Don't forget that Adesanya knocked Whittaker out at the 7-minute mark, right? Partway through the second round, but he knocked him out in the first round too. He knocked him out twice in one fight. It wasn't close. So did these new gains enough to close the gap and maybe even surpass? I realize I'm repeating what we already know, but we forget so quickly. And it's important to remember this was the narrative going in because there was one more piece to that. The one more piece was, even though we could clearly see as fight fans and experts that what we just talked about, the grappling and the improvement, is true, does Whittaker believe it? That's where the real problem is. That could be true or false. It's whatever the athlete thinks it is. And Whittaker is not a brash guy. And because of his humbleness, I think you guys were with me, but I'll take this one. I interpreted and equated that to be no. He wasn't confident. No, he didn't really want to be there. No, he doesn't know that he's better now. No, Robert Whittaker isn't sure that his wrestling will work on somebody that was as good and pulled away from it as quickly and as far as Adesanya. Okay, that's what this was about, though. Going to this fight, that's what this is about. And the first round looked about the same as their first round. In terms of Adesanya connecting, in terms of Whittaker being a little bit hesitant, in terms of Adesanya getting him and putting him down, the difference was how quickly Whittaker got back up. And when you're having rematches, there are some things that will repeat themselves. Understand this. If you're in a rematch and you won the first contest, it is of utmost importance that you make first contact in the second fight. That any insecurities that your opponent has, you must reassure him that he is right to doubt himself. You must reassure him with first contact and remind him who the boss here is. And that's what Adesanya did. Generally speaking, if you see a rematch in part 2, if the guy who won the first match wins the first round of part 2, he will win the entire contest. I will say that as far as I don't think you could preside an example for me where that isn't 100% true. So it's a very big deal because Whittaker popped right back up. And all of a sudden you go, wait a minute, Rob, that was your way out. You don't want to be in here with Adesanya. You put this fight off. You had him fight 2 other guys. You fought 3 other guys. You don't want to do this. That was your chance to get out, and he didn't take it. He popped back up to his feet. And that was the moment when the whole building, all of us smart marks sit back and go, oh, wait a minute. Robert Whittaker's here to fight tonight. Okay, boom. Fast forward to round 2. That's when Whittaker gets the big takedown. Now, rounds 3, 4, and 5 were all the same, which is Izzy landed a whole bunch of kicks. Izzy walked Whittaker down. Whittaker did a good job firing back. He only used the lead hand. He never threw his power hand. And I even said that I was watching it with Anthony Smith. I said, Anthony, does Whittaker know he's got two hands? And Anthony said, Chael, I think you missed it. Early in this fight, he threw the right, he got countered. He tried it again, he got countered again. He's purposely only going with the jab. Okay, I did miss that, but I'm in. Whittaker is controlling the hands only slightly, but he is. He is knocking Adesanya's head back more, and he's landing more. Adesanya is very much controlling the kick game. Now you get the takedowns. How do you want to score those? I don't have the answer to that. As a wrestler, I want a takedown to be worth something, but it's not, and I don't argue that it should be. I just want for it to be. The other side of that is when you say a takedown, it's very important that you finish that thought. If you were talking just literally a takedown, I don't know if that's worth anything. Nothing, perhaps. How long did you use that position? Did you hold him down and control him against his will for 30 seconds? Did you get him down and you landed some shots as he scrambled back up? I'll listen to anything, but if you stop the thought with takedown, what is that worth? And that's really what was on display in this fight. I thought when the night was over, Robert Whittaker was going to be the world champion. I was sitting with a group of people who unanimously thought Robert Whittaker was going to be the world champion. When the announcement came in, and it wasn't even a split decision, it was a lopsided beating for Adesanya to the point that one judge even had it 4 rounds to 1. Place booed. 15,000 people were booing. I will share with you with those boos, though, nobody thought that this was robbery. And I don't want you to misinterpret my words either. I thought Whittaker won. I'm not bullish on that. I'm not certain of that. And that wasn't a robbery. It was that close of a fight is the point I'm trying to make. So as we work backwards, now that we have the final answer, 15,000 people who have skin in the game in the terms of they've given up 4 hours of their time and purchased a ticket, they know the sport well enough, came to the same conclusion that Whittaker won the fight. I want to know what you guys think. Because I do think that you guys will agree with me. A lot of you are going to think Whittaker won the fight. A lot of you are going to think Adesanya won the fight. But I don't think any of us thinks there was a bad job there. It was just a really close fight. And there's an opportunity to learn something here. And I think what we're going to learn, like it or not, I think that we have our answer in terms of what is a takedown worth. If we're being literal and just the takedown, no control, no time on the mat, no strikes landed, what is that takedown worth? Damn near nothing is what it was scored as. Was that right? I'm asking the question because watching this fight really reminded me of Usman Covington Part 2, where the one thing we knew for sure at the end of the night is Dana White has found the right two guys. They figured out the order amongst themselves. And you got, right, Kamaru grabs it and Colby goes number 2. But how can Colby ever get back to that spot? He has now shown the whole world without question he is the second best guy, but how does he even get back to that spot? Because he can't. Where's the motivation going to be? The reason I bring that in, Whittaker for sure is the next best thing. As a matter of fact, I don't think anyone's going to argue with that, but before anybody even tries, as a matter of fact, the new number 1 contender in Cannonier just lost to Whittaker. So we know for sure Whittaker's the guy, but if Whittaker can't return, what does Whittaker do? I mean, anything in life, guys, we know this. What goes up must come down. Robert Whittaker just fought for a world championship in a sold-out main event on pay-per-view. His next fight will not be that. The world championship won't be there. Will it be a main event? Will it be on pay-per-view? There's all these other questions, but as soon as you remove one of those things, now you're going to wonder what's his motivation. He's a fighter. He wants to get up. He wants to get back on top. As of right now, Whittaker's saying all the right stuff. I think Whittaker surprised himself. I think that Whittaker was surprised at how well he performed. But the other side of that, if these guys were to rematch, Adesanya now knows, okay, you've got better in these areas, right? Adesanya's a real smart guy too. Either way, to get back to that point, what needs to be done? And if you find out you can't get back to that point, I have the same answer every time. Every time we get in a position like this, where a former champion and or a number 1 contender can no longer get back to that opportunity, I have the same suggestion every time, and I've got it right now, which is the change of weight classes. I've never seen anything in this sport get you a fresh coat of paint faster than if Whittaker was to drop to 170 or to bounce up to 205 pounds. My prediction, he does neither. My suggestion, he give a good look at a new division.